Good evening and welcome to the Earth's Final Warning radio podcast. I'm your host, Brian DeLory, and I thank you all for tuning into the program tonight. And I hope you all have had a wonderful Memorial Day. I have not, and that's another show for another day. Nevertheless, the show must go on. And had I thought about the fact that I had scheduled a program for a Memorial Day, which is, a fairly major holiday, I probably would have scheduled it instead for Tuesday. But once I advertise it, I feel like it's my responsibility to fulfill my obligations and do the program. And so here I am, and tonight we're going to talk about the fall of Babylon. We're beginning a new series. I think this will go for about 2 or 3 days. There's a lot of material to cover, but not as much as there is in the book of Revelation. And I need to let you all know something else. I did not complete the teaching series I was doing last week about the judgments that occurred during the tribulation period. What I'm going to do, right now I'm doing this program live, and I can also do the program offline. And so what I will do every day is do a segment offline during the day. I'll upload that to Facebook, to my podcast page, to YouTube, and also I'll continue to do the live programs on a daily basis. Okay, so again, we're talking about the fall of Babylon. There's a lot of debate about this issue. I have to tell you. I mean, I've spent majority of the weekend doing research for this program, and it's led to more questions than it has answers. However, I've narrowed down what I want to talk about this evening, so I have the answer and the explanation for what I want to talk about this evening. And what I want to talk about this evening is the identity of Babylon in the book of Revelation. And so we'll begin here in Revelation chapter 17. And I'll begin in verse 1. And this is John writing. And he says, "And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was written, a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 mountains on which there are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, 1 is, and the other is not yet come, and when he cometh he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called chosen and faithful. He saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are people, multitudes, nations, and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Now, what John is describing here is a harlot, a spiritual harlot. God oftentimes uses harlots to depict spiritual fornication or spiritual adultery or unfaithfulness, in other words. And this woman that John sees is sitting upon a scarlet-colored beast, which we know to be Satan. The beast has 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads represent 7 kingdoms upon which the whore sits. In other words, she's influenced all of these nations. And one of the nations, the 7th and last nation, is kingdom. I misspoke. Kingdom. The 7th and last kingdom that the woman sits upon is the kingdom of the Antichrist. The woman represents false religion, and more than likely is directly connected to the papacy, to the Roman Catholic Church. And as you know, undoubtedly you know, most of you anyway, Babylon was the beginning of all false religion. That's where it all began. And the tentacles of all false religion have spread from Babylon to every false religion on this planet, even into the Christian church, where if they were permitted to do so. If the leadership of that church was deceived and allowed this deception into their church, then, of course, they have affected those churches also. It's only where the leadership of the churches stand up against this and refuse to allow it or permit it into their churches that these tentacles have not spread. Okay, and so what's being depicted here by John is this Babylonian harlot. The customs and the practices of the Babylonian religion have all been transferred to the Roman Catholic Church, and unfortunately, I don't have time to go into all that tonight. That's why I'm going to do a series on this. These are things we need to know. The Roman Catholic Church is a dangerous religious entity. I'm not saying that every Catholic is going to hell, and I'm certainly not trying to disparage Catholic people. What I'm trying to do is educate them about what they're involved with, and hopefully they will see the light and the truth and depart from that religious entity known as the Catholic Church. Okay, so this Catholic Church has its headquarters in Rome. Okay, and the Antichrist initially uses the church for his rise to power. Now, many don't realize that there's a very strong spiritual connection with the Antichrist. Excuse me, that I misspoke again. There's a very strong spiritual power, you can say, that the Antichrist is connected to. Of course, that spiritual power is Satan through false religion. And so initially, when the Antichrist begins his rise to power, he needs this church. And I believe, as do many others, that the false prophet is one of the popes of the Catholic Church. Now, having said that, I'm not going to get into this Saint Malachi prophecy about the popes, because first of all, Saint Malachi was not a Christian. Therefore, I don't care how much of his prophecy is about the popes has come to pass. He's not to be believed. Regardless of that, there is something to be said for the fact that the popes of the Roman Catholic Church, and this is, I'm getting into things that I can only touch on tonight, but there's been a lot of occultic practices within the Vatican. This stuff that I've read, I need to continue reading, so I have all my ducks in a row when I go to present this in a message, because these are things you need to be aware of. And so we know that it tells us in, I believe, Revelation 12 or 13, that there is a beast that rises up out of the earth. Remember, the beast of Revelation 13 comes up out of the sea. Here in Revelation 17, it's sitting upon many tongues and nations. This thing has infiltrated the whole earth. And so now the beast, it says he had two horns like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. I believe, my personal opinion, is that this is a pope who has aligned himself with the Antichrist. And this pope, obviously, if that's who it is, and I believe it is, and of course there are varying views on this topic, but if this is a pope, he is obviously connected to satanic power of some kind, because he performs false miracles. He calls fire down from heaven in the sight of men. He uses his power and influence to draw the people on the earth during the tribulation to worship the beast, the Antichrist. This is a diabolical, devilish, satanic alliance between the Antichrist and the false prophet. It really works like this. It's Satan, Antichrist, and the false prophet. So it's sort of a satanic trinity, if you will. And of course, unfortunately, I am now out of time. And I will get into all this tomorrow night. This series is probably going to take up the next couple of nights at least. Hopefully I'll be able to finish by Wednesday. I hope what you've heard so far has been a blessing to you. Once again, I thank you all for tuning into the program. You all know I have a website, earthsfinalwarningradio.org, and also my Facebook page, Earth's Final Warning Radio. That's my ministry page. Immediately after tonight's program, I will upload the program to that Facebook page, and you can access it through Spreaker. I will also upload it to YouTube, and you can find it there on the Earth's Final Warning Radio. There's plenty of places where you can find this program if you need to. Okay, I'm going to leave you off for tonight, and as always, I leave you all with this reminder: keep the faith and defend the truth. Good night, everybody.